So why did I start dancing? So I was 17 and we'd just come back from England, living in England, and I had started yoga while I was in England. And it was pretty new. It was pretty new to Saskatchewan for sure. And when I came back, I wanted to keep taking yoga. Went to the old YWCA, which is, where was it? 23rd or 4th Avenue? 24th Street. And started taking yoga, and it was really boring. So it was like baby yoga, and I thought, I don't want to do this. So I left, and there was this poster up, and it said belly dancing, and I went, ooh, I could try this, which is really odd for me because it was really out of the box and like, what am I thinking I could do here? But hey, it's going to be more exciting than yoga. So I took the very first class that was ever offered in Saskatchewan, and it was taught by a wonderful woman who was from Egypt, and she only remembered me as the girl in the purple suit, purple bodysuit, because we wore full-length bodysuits then, right? Long arms, long legs with feet in them. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I was extremely, extremely shy, painfully shy as a child. So when this new thing called belly dancing came up, it was advertised in the city, I thought, well, nobody will know what that is here. And so if I'm dancing and I'm not doing a good job, they won't know it because they won't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And so it was a safe place for me as a very, very shy person to go to. And it was great because there were real women there and real bodies, and no one knew what they were doing, and met Monica there. And that was sort of where we ended up just co-teaching with our current, with the original dancer, and ended up just sort of teaching most of her classes and then going out on our own.
I started dancing because I was a young mom. I had 2 little boys at home, and I wanted to get out of the house. I really wanted to do something active. I wanted to make new friendships and just kind of do something different. And belly dancing was one of those things that I saw out in the community, and it took me a long time to work up the courage to go and do it, but I was so glad when I did. And the music, I loved it right away. I loved the movements, and it just kind of, it called to me. And once I started, I couldn't stop. I love the idea of dancing. The idea of performing, however, was terrifying. Getting up on a stage, even if it, my first experience was in the Billy Tent at Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan. Tiny little venue, very small crowd, but absolutely terrifying. What helped me through that were the other dancers. There were a couple other ladies who had never done this before. I had no dance experience previous, and so it was a lot of stage fright. But after the first couple times, that, the jitters, the shaking, the thrill, and the adrenaline, it becomes addictive. I love it. I look forward to the show each year, and each year kind of pushing myself a little bit further, doing a 30-second solo, doing a real solo, just keep going and pushing my limits. My dance confession is I love the costuming aspect of dancing. I love making my own costumes. I've never bought one. I even went so far as to bead the entire fringe for one of my costumes, about 5 feet of 8-inch fringe. That took months, and I will never do it again.
very freeing, and you kind of get to forget who you are and who, you know, the stresses in life, and just to put it all out on stage and just, yeah, be done with it. And I just like that feeling and that rush that comes with all the anxiety behind stage. But once you get out on the stage, you kind of, all that's gone. And you even often forget about the audience. You just dance for yourself. And I like that. It's a nice release. But it really isn't. Even after years of dance, I still struggle with it. And I think that's part of the problem, is I had a lot of years of very structured dance and structured choreography. You did these 4 steps to these beats, and then all of a sudden I come to DancEgypt and it's like, here's the music, dance how you feel and just move with it. And I'm going, no, just tell me which steps to do, tell me what to do. And so I struggled a lot with that. I still do. And just little movements that you don't think of that are a lot more challenging, like the hands. Egyptian dancers have these beautiful hands, and I still have jazz hands. And I think on a weekly basis, somebody is telling me to fix my hands or watch your hands or soften your hands. So yeah, there's little things that are very different that I continue to struggle with.
I've learned to appreciate my body, self-esteem, and things like that. So it's wonderful. I can't remember what happened, but there was one time you had come up to me and you were like, "You have nice calves." And I was so shocked, because I've always hated my calves. They're so big and I can never fit, you know, in those tall boots. I always have to get something big. But I was like touched. That was really cool. Somebody could appreciate something in a way when I'm dancing that I don't appreciate. That isn't so bad maybe in belly dance. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember that day. It was so cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I can't remember which move you were doing, but it was just popping out and it was really nice.
Thank you. My dance confession is my first time performing in front of an audience. We didn't have a lot of time for rehearsals, but we totally did our best, but it was a total flop. All our minds went blank except for one girl, and she wasn't in the front. So we just kind of had to wing it for most of it. I have no idea if the audience knew or anything, but I think coming out, it was still a great experience.
it's different. When most people say, "Oh, you dance. What is it?" and I say, "Belly dance," they go, "What?" Because it's not really heard of very often, and it's so different from a lot of the other styles that are out there. So I think that's one of the things that I really like about it. I also like how you don't have to be, a certain type of person to do it. Anybody can do it. You could do it at any age, you can do it at any body type, anybody can do it. And I think that's one of the things I really like about it as well. My dance confession is that I am secretly training the next generation with and using it as a babysitting technique. I use it to keep my niece happy and keep her entertained while I'm babysitting her. And then I also use it as a nice way to keep kids occupied when I'm babysitting them, trying to teach them some dance moves and show them something fun so they can play with the hip scarves.
Every week, and I walk through those doors and I see everybody tying on their scarves and saying hi to each other, and I hear the music playing, and it's like my heart leaps. I really have no other word for it. It's just something that brings me pure joy, and unlike not in a like. My children bring me joy. There's lots of other things, but this is just something that's just so much deeper and different than anything else, and that is what's kept me coming back for 19 years. And I have to say, there's some days where I'm not going to lie, it'd be really easy just to kind of get into my sweats and pretend that there isn't dance class. But again, this is that motivation thing. Like I know if I stop going and I stop making it a priority or something that I really need in my life, then I might lose that magic, and I don't want to lose that magic. So my dance confession is that I secretly rejoice in the fact that I've never really had a huge wardrobe malfunction on stage. I've had some minor ones. But I mean, it is just, that would be my worst nightmare. I would probably have to curl up and die backstage if I ever lost a costume piece that would, expose me Janet Jackson-esque type way. So that's one thing that I'm secretly very, very happy about. And I'm sure all the dancers are. Another thing that I have to confess is that I did at one point in time max out our credit card on eBay buying belly dance stuff, and I had some explaining to do after that, but I won.
I think one of the main things that keeps me at dance class is the community that we have there. It's such an important like sisterhood group that we have, and I think especially starting at such a young age when I was 11, and I think that was really important in developing my own self-confidence and confidence about like body image is a huge thing growing up, and I think that was really important to help keep me on the confidence line instead of falling where a lot of people tend to. And then it sort of just morphed into teaching because I just loved it so much, and we were there all the time and we kept putting the hours in, and there was this drive to just keep learning more and more and just needing to share that with people because it was so exciting about these new things that you get to do and new props and new styles of dance and then translating the music, and it's just all been really, really interesting. My dance confession is that I still get incredibly nervous before every show. Even though I've been doing this for like 17 years now, I still get very, very nervous. Except for when I get to wear my favorite costume, which is a mustache and dress like a man.
I dance because I am horrible at playing sports and running, so I don't. I think I keep coming back because of the people. The group that we dance with is amazing, and they can get you really through anything. They're there for your happy times. They're there when you need support. They're there when you just need to make a fool of yourself and remind you about that when you're having a bad time later. So I think that's why I keep coming back, because I'd miss you guys if I didn't. My dance confession is that I've taken sailor shots before going on for a show. We have a tradition where we have a shot before the show to get ourselves ready and relax us. One year we had at intermission, the drinks were right beside me, and I was nervous for the second half, and I was about to do a Port Said Simsimea where I was dressed as a sailor, so my dance partner and I decided we would need a sailor shot to go on to get our swagger just right.
عجبا لغزال قتال عجبا كم بالأفكار وبقلوب لعبا عجبا لغزال قتال عجبا كم بالأفكار وبقلوب لعبا كم بالأفكار وبقلوب لعبا يا لا يا لا لي
I have so many. One time in a European Championship, I just totally forgot where the ending of the music was. Luckily it was a solo, so I was just doing the ta-dam, ta-dam, jump here, jump there, and I started spinning and the music was still going. So I was just spinning, and when it finally came, the last ta-dam, ta-dam, I just strike a pose and smile. It's like a victory. You will never know what I just did.
I think dance has been a great challenge for me, especially physically speaking, because I do have joint issues, and dance really helps to like push through that. Like I can't really 3/4 shimmy at all, and I'm working on it, but it's probably a little related to the fact that my hips don't work. But dance really helps work through that and lets me forget that I'm a little bit broken sometimes, because it's just, you just dance and you don't worry about it, because that's not what I'm focused on. My dance confession is that I dance everywhere. I dance mopping the floors at work, and I dance pretty much wherever I am, and really don't care about where I am. It just, dance happens.
I lost one of my friends, and it was really hard to like go to work and carry on regular life. And I remember shortly afterwards, I had been in a dance class, and I had this like first real, genuine smile. Like, it wasn't like a show I was putting on for getting through the day. It was like, it was real. My confession might be that years before I performed with a dance troupe, and I had done a solo. It was a solo that I made up. When I think about it now, it's not really. It was just a bunch of moves put to music. It didn't have the belly dance traditional side of things where there's moves that go with certain beats. And my confession is that, so I didn't really know what I was doing. I just made it up. And one of my fellow dancers said that she had found it inspiring, which really surprised me because I've always seen her as a great dancer. So yeah, that's one of one of my confessions. I didn't do it because I didn't have the intention to inspire anyone. I just did it because I loved it, and it was something that I had wanted to do.
I dance because it is something that makes me feel really good. Sometimes I've come home from a really busy day at work, and I've said to my husband, I'm really tired. I don't feel like going to dance tonight. And he said, Penny, you have to go to dance because when you come back from dance, you are happy. And it's true. Dancing just makes me happy. And I dance for other reasons too, because as you get older, it's good to learn something new. And when you dance, you are always learning something new, always. It was a difficult time in my life. I probably wouldn't have made it through if it hadn't been for dance. But yeah, it's just, and it's actually not even going and sharing it with people at the dance. It's almost like you're going into your dance class in this circle, and it's like a healing circle. This dance has also led me into something totally different for me, and it's learning how to play the Egyptian rhythmic drum, the doumbek. So, and I'm doing it with my son, which is really special. So that's my really happy moment right now. My dance confession is my dog is my dance partner many times. Walking in a park, dancing at home when no one else is around. And yeah, he's just there and he's always willing to dance with me, Tanky Boy is.
I just like having the feeling of dancing with a bunch of women, and we don't care if we're making mistakes or if we're having a bad hair day. We're just there to have fun and dance. The thing that surprised me the most about dance, I thought I would be incredibly nervous performing on stage. And I have found I'm actually more relaxed on stage than I sometimes am in rehearsal, because I know this is it. You can't go back. There's no do-overs. So just relax and have fun. And I think that's probably been the most surprising thing for me about dance. Dance confession. I have taken my pants off in the wings of the stage for another dancer who desperately needed them for the next dance. Another confession is I have breastfed my baby in full costume.
So my dance confession is that I sweat a lot when I dance. And it's not, I don't smell, but I sweat a lot when I dance. And we used to do our summer productions in an outdoor stage. So if it was 30 degrees with humidity, it was like really hot, and we wear lots of layers of costume, and I had to do a change from a big folklore costume into like a satin skirt that was tight fitting around the legs and the bum. And it was this light purple color. So we did a few different shows, and after the first show, I think it was Elaine or Monica was asking me about my costume and saying, like your skirt looked like you had, stains on it or something, like, or creases in it. And I'm like, no, that wasn't, there's nothing wrong with the skirt. That was the sweat from my shins as I was pulling this satin skirt up my body, because I'm just really good at sweating. So, unfortunately, this bless this woman's heart, but a lot of times backstage we'll have dancers who are not quickly changing help other dancers get dressed and get ready. And one of our dancers had the unfortunate job of toweling down my sweaty body in between costumes. She had to wipe down my legs,
before I got into the skirt so that I didn't get these streaky sweat lines that made me look different from everybody else on stage. So that's my dance confession. I look very glisteny, but it's a very sweaty experience for me on stage.
So my confession is that I have been not only dressed by more people than I can count, but I have run around backstage in every level of undress imaginable. I've had so many close calls and so many, you know, where's the shoes, where's the scarf, whatever. But the one that really stands out, I had come off the right side of the stage, ran around the back of the tent because my costume was on the left side, and I had to do a complete change in the span of about 30 seconds. So I had to remove my costume completely, and the costume that I was changing into had a bra, a tunic with a chest cut out, harem pants or some sort of pants underneath, a headscarf, and a hip scarf. So it was a lot of pieces. Got my bra hooked up in the back, and it felt kind of weird, but I just put the tunic on over top, and as we were trying to tie my hip scarf, I realized that my bra was on upside down. I'm like, oh, you guys, my bra's on upside down. And at this point, the music has started. So strip everything off, trying to get the bra back on, tangled up, twisted. Finally managed to get everything on. People are literally putting clothes on my body, tying things on my body. Run on stage, grab my cane because it was a cane piece, walk on stage, nail the first step. I start swinging my cane, and all of a sudden I'm swinging my cane, and I heard this really loud clang at the back of the stage. I'm like, oh, what was that? Oh, my cane. Totally went flying out of my hands, didn't even know that it was gone until I heard it hit the floor.
switching from Ukrainian dance to belly dancing is a real challenge because I had to train my body to move in ways that before I had to keep those parts still. The whole posture, arms, everything. I trained for 25 years to keep my legs turned out, and now they have to turn in. And even the music is completely different. Counting to the music, I have a really big challenge because I'll be counting to the music and I'll be at count 8 and everyone else is on count 4 and I don't know what everybody's listening to. So I've had to work really, really hard on that. I think I keep coming back because dancing has been such a huge part of my life, and it's hard to give that part of my life up. And it's something that's just for me. It has nothing to do with my family or my kids. It's all about me. And the women that I dance with are just amazing. I don't think I could give all that up and leave. I don't know what I would do. And it's probably the only time I exercise every week. If I didn't dance, I wouldn't do anything else. So that's a part of it too. So my dance confession is that when we're getting ready for a show, we get sent videos of our dances so that we can watch ourselves and practice at home and improve. And I actually don't practice at home. When I leave the studio on Thursday night, I pretty much don't think about dance again until Thursday when I'm driving to dance. So I guess that's my confession.
Dance confession. Have you got one? Go ahead. I'm still
Well,
thinking.
I said the most simple dance
So
confessions,
many.
I think, is that safety pins. We're all held together with safety pins.
That's true.
And it's all in the knees. So those are the secrets of belly dancing and Middle Eastern dance is safety pins, and it's all in the knees. But yeah.
That's true. I don't know. We've had so many
Bloopers?
Many bloopers.
We need a blooper reel of our
we
life.
We were talking today about one of our favorite instructors, Denise and Ann, and we visited her in Ottawa, and we were so excited about presenting a new piece that Elaine and I had worked on. We thought we had it down, like we were so good. And we got out in front of her Ottawa audience, and our minds just vacated. They went on a trip somewhere, and we're both looking at each other. Neither one of us has a clue what we're supposed to be doing. We were so embarrassed. I don't even know how we got off that stage. It was mortifying. And I think we sort of stopped dancing performing a little bit from that time on.
I agree.
It totally killed us. I don't know where our minds went. Like, I don't even remember them coming back.
We don't do choreography well.
We don't do choreography, but we were nailing it. Like, we were ready to go. Yeah. It was embarrassing. Like, I have never recovered.
What brings us back? I think it's such a big integral part of my life. I've been doing it for longer than anything else in my life. And it's that freedom again of still going there and moving and being among sisters of dance, and the friendships that you make and that feeling that you get when you're with your fellow dancers, and just the friendship. But I think that's what really pulls me back, is that being able to, that freedom of movement, that freedom of judgment, and just being with your sisters, that you've developed these friendships, and that certainly is what keeps me coming back, as well as the dance studio key.
Well, it's a good habit too. It became a habit.
Absolutely.
But I think also it's been part of our I think overall ongoing health, like emotional, spiritual, physical. You know, you think about you can do this dance till you die. You don't have to stop practicing at a certain time. And it keeps all your body parts working and fluid and all the muscles going. And you've often talked about how you probably wouldn't be moving some of your muscles very well at all if you hadn't had dance.
Yeah.
And we've heard that from lots of people. So, I mean, it's probably one of those really all-around dance forms that works everything, including spirit, mind, body. Like it infuses itself into your life, right? Oh, the woman who had the heart surgery. You remember better than me. I was crying. So
you go for it.
So she had we had a student that had heart surgery, and she basically said that the dance just like it brought her back. It healed her, helped in her healing journey, and she was just so immensely grateful for the opportunity. And we both said at that time, like, we have no idea what people take away. Like, they're sometimes sharing, but we have no idea with all the students that we've had over the years what real impact the dance had on them. And every now and then somebody will pop out and say something like how meaningful it was, how it saved them. Like, we had no idea they were suffering. And then they said, you have no idea. I'm going to tell you this today. And those are all things that we never would have imagined. But I mean, it's done amazing things for us.
Yeah,
right?
It's taken us through our lives.
Yeah.
And I also remember there's a time that this woman came up after class, and we often will turn off the lights in dance class just to be more free and creative in our dance. And she had tears on her face after we turned the lights on, and I said, just check, are you okay? And she said, yes, I just left my husband's deathbed and came to dance class.
Yeah. Again, about the healing, right? And that's what happens. That's why we say it's emotional, physical, spiritual. It's all of those things. So it's, and we're glad we have other people taking the dance form and continuing to teach it beyond us, right?
That's right.
Yeah. That could be the best gift.
Yes.
Right?
Keep it going.
Yeah.
فيها صوتك بتكتب بكرة بشروطك دي بشرة خير قوم نادي عالصعيدي وبناخد البورسعيدي والشباب الاسكندراني لما دي لمة رجال وانا هادي مع السوهاجي والقناوي والسيناوي والمحلاوي اللي مية مية والنوبة الجمال ما توصيش السواسة الدنيا هايصة كده كده والاسماعيلاوية يا مكان والعدا كلمني عالشرقوة واحنا ويا بعض قهوة واحنا ويا بعض قهوة وأملنا كبير نادي عالصعيدي وبناخد البورسعيدي والشباب الاسكندراني لما دي لمة رجال وانا هادي مع السوهاجي والقناوي والسيناوي والمحلاوي اللي مية مية والنوبة الجمال ما توصيش السواسة الدنيا هايصة كده كده والاسماعيلاوية يا مكان والعدا كلمني عالشرقوة واحنا ويا بعض قهوة واحنا ويا بعض قهوة وأملنا كبير بحيري بنوبي أو دمياطي دول أقرب لي من إخواتي حلايب أهل وقرايب ونادلهم روح وأكتر حاجة فيها ميزة نشوف حبايبنا في الجيزة يا مرحب ألف خطوة عزيزة بناس مطروح نادي عالصعيدي وناخد البورسعيدي والشباب